The process will begin with zero draft supported by Integrated Health Project IHP in August/September 2020 and forwarded to the Attorney General for review and input has advanced amazingly. The director in her briefing acknowledged the efforts and support from donors and CSOs in the state in conducting a series of advocacies to all the relevant stakeholders and media houses. Notably among them are the Center for Social Justice, who conducted a two-day training in Sokoto on BAP and also took the State Attorney General, representative of Chief Judge and law officers to Abuja for further review and amendment of the BAP law. As stated by the director, the bill has passed through public hearing, even though there was a little confusion at the floor of the House of Assembly, as penal code was shortchanged for BAP bill, noting that the Ministry for Women and Children Affairs and other CSOs were, however, able to stay above the situation. Hajia Habiba also stated that the next stage of the development was a 3-day retreat in Abuja organized by the Ministry for Women and Children Affairs with the support of RAFA under spotlight for the House Chair and other committee members on Judiciary and Human Rights with the State Attorney General, PIDA, National Chair, to holistically look into the BAP bill, which according to her, its harmonization is expected to be completed before the week runs out, that is the last week of July. In her concluding brief on BAP development, Hajia Habiba noted that the subsequent action after harmonization will be a final hearing and passage by the State House of Assembly, and finally the Governor's Assent and Children Affairs of our swift and the proactive action to stay on top of the situation. The representative of the UNFPA, Mrs. Gloria AUZ, while commenting on the briefing and the actions, commended the ministry and Sokoto State CSOs on the impact made so far on BAP Act domestication in the state, noting that failure to actualize the bill into law will amount to not the CSOs and stakeholders involved failing themselves alone, but also the international communities. While making references to the recent presence of the High Commissioner of Canada in Sokoto State, the meeting with the Ministry of Justice, Mrs. Gloria expressed her delight over the commendation by the Attorney General for Ministry for Women Affairs and his affirmation of ministerial collaboration between the ministry, that is Ministry of Justice and Ministry of Women Affairs. She, however, enjoyed every stakeholders committee to continue pushing, stressing further that BAP bill domestication in Sokoto State is pivotal for a press-free society for both present and the future. After her commendation, suggestions were given, and one of the suggestions is going forward. Mrs. Gloria AUZ suggested the mapping of the Technical Working Group Committee in order to get more strategic partners on CSOs involved should be conducted in the state. She also suggested that there is the need to reactivate Technical Working Group WhatsApp for onward discussion and how important for the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs Sokoto to start sending TWG meeting agenda and previous meeting through mail at least 24 hours before the meeting. Resolution. The committee shall be converging again for the coordination meeting by July ending. That some of the resolution reached is she advised us to be conducting a monthly meeting so that we can sit down and look at the activities that have been conducted on the monthly basis before the quarterly meeting comes in. Closing remarks was given by Hajia Habiba, who urged all stakeholders in the committee to be prepared to update the group of their activities during the subsequent coordinating meeting. The meeting was adjourned at 10:15 a.m. with a closing prayer by Malam Murtala Yunusa. Putting all the activities that was supported by all the donors. Remember I asked you last time when we are Abuja that can I go ahead and give you other activities that are being supported by other Apart from, they said, no, it's only for the spotlight. So if it is for everybody, maybe we should sit down and look at it and know how. Yes.
Have one coordination meeting.
So that we can have one coordination meeting for the, yes. Since all effort is towards.
The one for budget and economic planning.
No, that is different.
Because by the time we are saying we are having a coordination meeting.
This is only for GBB. This is for GBB. This is for GBB. The budget and planning is in 3.
Yeah, but this one is women of women. I mean, Ministry of Women and Children.
That was taking place in that place as a result of that achievement of maternity meeting. So a lot of women are now coming to that place to receive services of not just antenatal, even other services within the health facility. So it's really a success story for Pagara within the LG. So about the technical working groups, I think this is really a milestone that we have achieved, to have the technical people coming together to discuss major issues that we have had. And Hajia has presented many of the last meetings. I think what I want to suggest is, if it's possible to have another sheet where we can have the action points from each meeting, rather than
Spotlight, if it is, which it seems, coordination meeting and this coordination meeting. If it's a technical working group coordination meeting, let's know that it's a technical working group coordination meeting for technical heads. For technical heads, not every person that is just sitting around just come for meeting. No, let it be for specific technical heads requested from the Ministry of Women Affairs based on the work they do on GBB. Then we are sure that this is specifically technical. This is the focal person we want that must be there on that technical meeting. Then if it's the response to if it's the spotlight coordination meeting, of course, every SI on the spotlight, then and stakeholder also.
Sorry, Ajia. Last coordination meeting that I attended, it was basically pure spotlight. I had people talk about our organization on that coordination meeting. And I'm looking at it that if that is a coordination meeting, then we need to take a decision. When it is spotlight leading, do we have an opportunity for other stakeholders to do their reports during that period? So we need to agree. So it will not be just spotlight coordination meeting.
Around either sickness or engagement, then the others can take over. That is one, and they can also have information because she might hear something and the other person can capture something. Another issue I want is in relation to this. The last time I attended technically working group, all the directors were invited, around almost all of them. I was so happy that we played with them, let's maintain the tempo. Because in a situation whereby a director did not attend, he just sent an officer.
Am I right? So that when we're talking about also spotlight partners coordination meeting, like she said, we are presenting projecting what spotlight is doing. But also we need to clarify the work of this gender-based violence in our people. What are they doing? From the inception, the idea is if response team has problem at the field, they will report to technical people and they also take it up. They address exactly that is it. So please, we should note that. So that
And maybe coming next meeting, we'll be able to tell us what they will be able to do about it. And should you want, the police want us to do a formal report or a formal request to the police, to the CP, UNFA will be available to do that. Thank you.
And this is the aim to respond. The response team is collective professional service provider that responds systematically and timely as a group to various cases of violence against women and children, both at home and in public environments in Sokoto State. The team aims at ending gender-based violence through service provision such as legal service, medical intervention, emergency assistance, counseling, psychosocial support. Bargani? Okay. On case data management, which are evidence-based and shelter. This is the objective, to establish a SDVB and child protection prevention and response system in Sokoto State that is multi-sectoral and able to function in a coordinated and holistic manner at all levels. These are the composition, the members of the response team, coordinated by Ministry of Women and Children Affairs, FIDA, Center for Girl Child Education, Project Alliance, Center for Social Justice, Partnership for Justice, RAPA, Sultan Foundation, GESA, Fitula Foundation, NIM Foundation, Save the Child Nation, Nana Khadija, UNFPA, Child Protection Network, Nigerian Police, NAPTIP, Civil Defense, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Health, CSO providing shelter, coordination of surveillance team at the LGA level. We had HISBA and also media organization. These are the type of incidents we respond to: rape, sodomy, domestic violence, attempt rape, defilement, trafficking, sexual assault, sexual abuse, and also drug abuse. So this is some of the cases we responded this year in 2021. We responded to 297 cases, and we provided service, at least 3 services to 260. And then 85 cases were investigated, and also 7 cases taken to court, and also 4 were remanded in prison custody. As at that time, we had only 1 conviction reported properly. And then if you look at the incidents of violence against women and girls, January to June, like I said, boys, we have 14. And also 14 under boys. If you look at the incidents, look at the key. We have rape at 66, is the highest, and then attempted rape we have 11, and then we have abandonments of domestic violence at 14. Now if you look at the women, we had 19 as domestic violence. We had 133 rape. So in a nutshell, these are our achievements for 2021. Thank you.
On the national dashboards on GBV cases. As we are all aware, the Ministry of Women Affairs is the custodian or the coordinating ministry concerning the gender-based violence issues. So for that, at the federal level, a national dashboard has been created that all the GBV cases are reported in the national dashboard, state by state and on daily basis. So the situation in Sokoto, this is the national situation. Every state, reported cases of every state so far. This is how it is for now. Let's go to Sokoto State, please. Created for the spotlight implementing states. Those 6 states of the spotlight implementing states, but they are now trying to widen it to all the 30 states. But so far now, the spotlight implementing state, this is how it is for Sokoto State. I think for Sokoto State now, we have reported cases of 489 so far. And you said? You said? Duration. Last year, end of last year quarter to now, to date. That is October last year to date, when the national dashboard has been created. So far, this is where we are in Sokoto State reported cases. Within these reported cases, we have 2 fatal cases. We have 20 closed cases, in-house cases between husband and wife, they are closed. For now, we have 70 open cases that are undergoing in court. and within all the 489 we have 4 convictions.
Treatment and referral of gender-based violence cases. So it's interactive session. So at any point that you are not comfortable with what I have said, or you want more clarification, you can stop it. So this facility setting, a woman or girl brought or referred to the health facility with either of the following: personal disclosure of sexual abuse, or the caretaker is concerned that the ward has been sexually abused, or as a healthcare worker you suspect the sexual abuse in a client. So this is where it all begins. We must have an index of suspicion, or the disclosure is there. So this is where it all begins. You need to have a separate place where you discuss with the patient. Most of our health facilities actually don't have this kind of provision, but as a healthcare worker you should know that you should have a space where this type of cases will be addressed. So the survivor should give you consent of whether they want someone to be there with you as you are talking to them, or they don't want. Some will tell you, I want my mom to be there, or my dad, or any other person. Some will say no, they just want to confide in you as the healthcare worker. So, you see, it's a two-way, either the yes or the no. You still have something to do to the survivor. So the first thing you do, you take general history from the survivor. What actually brought you to this facility? So from there, the conversation begins. The survivor should be able to be free with you as you are asking them general history. Have you had so in the past few days, past month, like that? So one of the key things after the general history, you need to have history of the sexual reproductive health history, including family plans. What do we mean by sexual reproductive health history? When did the survivor attend menarche? How many children have they had? Have they ever had taken family planning and the rest? So from there, you'll be able to pick out some of the issues that are bothering the survivor. If it's more than that, then for forensic, you may have lost evidence. So one of the things we need to know, if it is sexual GBV, the caregivers, those sensitizing at the community level, they need to know if a child has been is suspected of sexual abuse. They should not take their bath. They should not change the clothing. They should be brought to the facility or to anywhere they think they can get help. That child should be brought the way they were found.